these cities, celebration, events, and activities will be organized to excite and enthuse the youth and unite the people of the world, connect them to the Olympic movement and the spirit of Olympism. As we embark on this momentous and meaningful journey around the world, I would like to invite all of you, the citizens of the world, to join us in this historic event of the Olympic movement. Come, share, and take part in the international celebrations and the many activities. I hope that we all will be inspired to embrace and live the Olympic values in all that we do. Come August 14, the flame will ignite the sky of Singapore and give birth to a new chapter in the history of the Olympic movement for the Youth Olympic Games. Allow me to thank the International Olympic Committee, in particular, President Jacques Roch, for the vision of the Youth Olympic Games and for giving Singapore this honor and opportunity to blaze the trail together with the Olympic family. We also like to thank and show our deep appreciation to the Hellenic Olympic Committee, the International Olympic Academy, and the Ancient Olympia for their close collaboration and partnership to organize this momentous frame lighting ceremony. Ευχαριστώ. Thank you.
Ευχαριστούμε τον πρόεδρο της Οργανωτικής Επιτροπής Σιγκαπούρη 2010, κύριο Σερ Μιάνγκ. We thank the chairman of the organizing committee for the Singapore 2010 Youth Olympic Games, Mr. Sir Myang. Και τώρα προσφορά αναμνηστικού δώρου από τον πρόεδρο της Ελληνικής Ολυμπιακής Επιτροπής, κύριο Σπύρο Καπράλο, στον πρόεδρο της Διεθνούς Ολυμπιακής Επιτροπής, Dr. Jacques Roch. Offer of a commemorative present to the president of the International Olympic Committee, Dr. Jacques Roch, by the Hellenic Olympic Committee President, Mr. Spyros Kapralos.
After the speeches, the presentations, just reiterating the words of the head of the Singapore delegation, Ng Ser Miang, a momentous and meaningful journey starting.
Αναμνηστικού δώρου από τον πρόεδρο της Ελληνικής Ολυμπιακής Επιτροπής, κύριο Σπύρο Καπράλο, στον πρόεδρο της COGOG, κύριο Ser Myang. Offer of a commemorative present to the chairman of CIO-GOG, Mr. Ser Myang, by the Hellenic Olympic Committee President, Mr. Spyros Kapralos.
In his own words, Singapore blazing a trail for the International Olympic Committee, the first ever Youth Olympic Games, due to start 14th of August.
Και τώρα θα παρακαλέσουμε να περάσουν στο ναό της Ήρας μόνον όσοι έχουν διαπίστευση με το διακριτικό σήμα της Δάδας. And now the entry to the Temple of Hera only by the persons who bear the torch on their accreditations.
So we are at the ancient Temple of Hera in Ancient Olympia. It's the start of a journey that brings the Olympic flame to Singapore for the very first time.
People with the torch on their accreditation. Μόνο όσοι έχουν την Δάδα στη διαπίστευσή τους θα περάσουν στο ναό της Ήρας.
What's going to happen now is that the Youth Olympic flame will be lit in the grounds of the Temple of Hera in Ancient Olympia. As with all modern-day Olympic Games, the flame is lit by sunlight, I'm informed, reflected from a parabolic mirror. The flame subsequently transferred to Singapore 2010 Youth Olympic Games torch, and that will then make its way around the world. After this flame lighting ceremony, it stops off in Berlin at the Pariserplatz and the Brandenburg Gate. It will also move on into Dakar in Senegal, Mexico City, Auckland in New Zealand, and then to Seoul in the Republic of China before making its way to Singapore. And when in Singapore, it'll be on display and be carried in relay around Singapore in a 6-day torch relay. The importance of the flame is fire was always an important and symbolic role in Greek history because of its divine origins. And the Greeks used to maintain consistent fires in front of their principal temples in ancient Greece. And it was also the case in this sanctuary of Olympia, where the ancient Olympic Games took place. The flame was lit using an ancient method, and today's is a slightly more regulation and is a safer method using a parabolic mirror. The modern flame will be ignited in Olympia at the site where the Temple of Hera used to stand. An actress will play the part of the high priestess using the same ancient method, serving as a reminder of how fires were lit on the altars of Greek gods and goddesses to honor them. The purity of the flame, I'm reading here, the purity of the flame is preserved by the method of lighting using the sun's rays. The first ever Olympic torch relay began in 1936 Games, the Olympiad of Berlin. The organising committee of those Berlin Games suggested that a flame be lit in Olympia and transported to Berlin in what was the first ever Olympic torch relay. On that occasion, 3,000 torch bearers, 3,000 kilometres travelled across 7 countries. Since then, an Olympic flame is carried in specially designed torches to each venue. These torches are unique to each edition of the Olympic Games. And obviously the Olympic flame is a powerful symbol of the Olympic movement. This is the venue. And the flame, once it is lit, and the ceremony will start in just a couple of moments' time, which will be the ritual of the lighting ceremony at the Temple of Hera. But the torch itself is not a regulation torch, it's technical specs. It's made of aluminium. It's a non-slip material, and it's going to go through a number of hands as it makes its way around the world. Width is 8 centimeters wide, 60 centimeters high, weighs approximately 1 kilogram. And its design represents fire and water, the fire representing youth's passion and a burning desire to learn and excel. The water representing Singapore, with its origins, of course, as a seaport, and now a vibrant and dynamic island city-state punching above its weight. The torch was designed to combine the dual elements of fire and water, with the water wave, which hopefully we'll see on the torch body, and a flaming fire on top. But now we're getting to the moment of the lighting of the flame. The ritual of the lighting ceremony at the Temple of Hera in ancient Olympia.
Απόλλωνα, Θεέ του ήλιου και της ιδέας του φωτός, στείλε τις ακτίνες σου και άναψε την ιερή δάδα για τη φιλόξενη πόλη της Σιγκαπούρης. Και εσύ, ο Δία, χάρισε ειρήνη σε όλους τους λαούς της γης και στεφάνωσε τους νικητές του ιερού αγώνα.
The flame is lit and starts its journey around the world to Singapore. We are at the Temple of Hera in ancient Greece. The High Priestess and the priestesses will now enter the ancient stadium with the Olympic flame.